Every day, I turn the key, and this car becomes more than just a taxi. It becomes a confession booth, a moving stage, a time capsule. My name is Arthur, and this is my office. For the past 20 years, I've been navigating these city streets, but the real journey, that happens right here, in the back seat. You see, people get into a taxi and they leave a little piece of themselves behind. Not just forgotten umbrellas or misplaced phones, but stories, whispers of first dates, anxious sighs before a big interview, the silent tears of a goodbye. This car has absorbed it all. I remember this one young woman, probably in her early 20s. She hopped in looking like the world was on her shoulders. We drove in silence for a few blocks. Then, softly, she told me she was on her way to her first ever art exhibition. Not as a guest, but as the artist. She was terrified no one would show up. She spoke about her dreams, the years of painting in a tiny apartment, the sacrifices her parents made. You could feel the weight of her hope in the car. I didn't say much. Just listening. When we arrived, I looked in the rearview mirror and said, "Your art isn't just paint on a canvas. It's your story. Go, share. Italiano." I have a feeling they're waiting to hear it. A small smile broke through her worry. That smile was worth more than any fare. Then there was the elderly gentleman, always dressed impeccably, who I'd pick up every Tuesday from the same address. 4 months. He never said where he was going. He'd just say, "Take me for a drive, son, past the old park." One day, he finally opened up. He and his late wife had their first date in that park, under a giant oak tree. Every Tuesday was their anniversary. This drive was his way of keeping their date, of keeping her memory alive beside him. He wasn't just driving past a park. He was walking with his love one more time. In those moments, I wasn't a taxi driver. I was a guardian of a sacred memory. It's not always so profound, of course. I've had a car full of friends celebrating a promotion, singing off-key to the radio. I've driven frantic parents to the hospital, their anxiety a palpable thing, and then weeks later, driven the same smiling parents home with their newborn baby. The shift from panic to pure joy is one of the most beautiful things you can witness. This car has seen the full spectrum of life. People often ask if I get tired of the driving and the traffic, but they're missing the point. I'm not just driving a car, I'm collecting stories. Each passenger brings a new chapter, a different perspective. A young musician heading to an open mic night, convinced this is his big break. A tourist seeing the city lights for the first time, their face filled with wonder. A quiet man on his way to visit an old friend he hasn't seen in 30 years. In a world that feels increasingly disconnected, this little space on wheels becomes a hub of humanity. For a few minutes, strangers share a journey, and sometimes they share a piece of their soul. And I get to be the quiet observer, the temporary confidant, the driver. It's a privilege, really. To see the city not just as a map of streets and buildings, but as a living, breathing tapestry of a million different stories. And every time I turn this key, I can't wait to see what story we'll get in next. Thanks for riding along with me today. If you enjoyed these stories from the road, consider subscribing and joining our community. There's always another story just around the corner. Drive safe and be kind to one another.